The Price of Freedom starts off with a bit of acoustic clean guitar. Tracked, one for the left, one for the right. I tracked some chords, but on top of that I added 2 more guitars for backing. Typically, I always double track my rhythm, so there's always 2 guitars going, one's for the left, one's for the right. I used a moderate distortion sound in conjunction with the clean sound, so you have 4 guitars to give a lushness, but without crowding the mix too much to make room for everybody else. And then later on in the song, I switched to a 7-string guitar to get the really low notes. It sounds like a bit like a classical piece where Geezer's doing some singing in there. So I switched to a 7-string there. And then later on in the song I switched back to my Godin, which has the acoustic piezo. Again, it's a combination of clean and distorted, but it's smooth enough as to not crowd the mix. And then during the little punches, we consider the chorus, and that's just a straight distorted guitar. I was considering using a nylon acoustic guitar for some of the clean parts, but the electric seemed to have a little more treble. It fit the bill. I warmed up my track a bit with tube preamp, but beyond that there are no effects whatsoever. Clean, dry, naked. That's typically the way I operate. The trick is, as I mentioned, double tracking. You have 2 guitars playing the same line. The key, however, is to ensure that you don't hear 2 guitars. It needs to sound like 1 guitar. So once you've determined what your rhythm line is, in effect you need to clone it and play it again. And the subtle changes in the way you play, those subtleties creates a wider space in the mix. But in effect it needs to sound like 1 guitar, not 2. If it sounds like 2 guitars, it means the tempo's off and you're not doing it right, or your guitar's not tuned properly. It takes a bit of practice. It's never a one-shot deal. You may make one of the rhythms right off the bat, but when you have to double your rhythm, it has to be pretty much the same in terms of dynamics and tone and whatnot.